Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe and be part of our family. And before we start with today's topic, please don't forget to like this video, share with others, do subscribe if you are new here, and follow me on Instagram for some extra motivation. You can see my Instagram handle on the screen, and do let me know if there is a topic you want me to cover, if you have any queries, and any feedback is always welcome. Without further ado, let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to another Python programming video, and today we're going to talk about scope in Python. And so we'll first start with with the definition of scope. Definition as in what scope actually is in Python, and then its types, and then I'm going to give you an example to understand what a scope really is. So first let us start with just let me adjust my mic. Okay, alright, so first of all, let's talk about scope in Python, what scope actually is. So if you look at the meaning of scope. Scope of something would mean possibility of something or span of something, right? And span meaning its distance or range, right? So span, like range. So when we talk about span of a variable or scope of a variable or scope in Python, scope means a specific region in the code in which variables are visible. Okay, so a range, right? A span. And obviously, if we are talking about scope or span or range or distance, it can expand, right? We can expand it. So scope in Python also has, there are different types now of scope in Python, right? So I hope you you can expand it in that way. There are different types of scope, right? So remember that scope in Python means that it means a specific region in the code in which variables are visible, right? And visibility of variable also means its accessibility or accessibility, whatever you want to call. Accessibility usually means we are trying to assess something, kind of interrogation or investigation kind of thing. So we usually say accessibility because you can have access to it, right? So visibility of a variable means its accessibility. Can you have access to this variable in a given code block or given code region, right? So that's what scope is. Now let's talk about types of scope. When it comes to types, you need to remember this very simple rule. So when we have to talk about types, just remember leg B. Okay, so types, when we have to talk about types, just remember leg B, right? So different types of scope. In Python, we have local and closing, global and built-in, right? So I have tried to represent these types with this illustration, right? So local would mean local. So it's sort of like, so for example, this whole planet, right? And then we have various countries, right? And then we have countries, and then we have states, and then we have cities, right? So local represents a city. And then when you expand the scope, so local, when you expand local, you expand a city, it becomes a state. So that becomes enclosing. Then you expand a state, it becomes country, like many states and all of that. So this is how you can represent it. We have local scope, then we have enclosing, global and built-in scope, right? So I'm going to take example of a function to represent these scopes, to give you an example how it works. So local would mean, so let's say this box is it represents local scope. So local would mean inside a function. So whatever you are defining or declaring inside a function, it is local to that function, right? So whatever is being created inside this local box, it is local to this box only, right? It cannot be used outside this local box, right? So that is your local scope. Then you expand it. So how do you expand a function? You can use a nested function. So we have this one function and I can create another function enclosing this function, right? So we have enclosing scope. So nested function. So remember, enclosing is associated with nested functions. So when we have these two functions, local scope is represented by inner function, nested enclosing scope is represented by outer function. Okay, then you expand it further and we have global. Okay, so we have global scope, right? And then we have built-in. Built-in scope, built-in variables can be used in global region, right? Because this built-in area is actually encompassing all these areas, right? It is enclosing all these areas. So built-in variables can be used in global region, and global variables can be used inside enclosing scope or region or block, and enclosing ones can be used inside local ones, local scope, right? Now built-in global is outside the function, as you can see. So local would be your inner function when we are considering a nested function. So inner function would be local one and outer function would be enclosing scope, right? And outside the function, whatever you define or declare is going to be global scope. And built-in is resolved keywords. So for example, print, right? It is a resolved key, it's a built-in. You can use it inside global, inside enclosing scope, inside local scope. You can use it wherever you want, right? Now I'm going to give you an example, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to create a file. Okay, so we are going to start with local, right? So local scope, and so this is local scope. So let's say I have a function called fun1, right? Inside this function I'm going to have two variables, x is 2, y is 1, and then I'm going to print x here, right? I'm going to save it. All right, so I'm going to save it with scope program, right? Now if I run this, okay, I'm also going to, you need to call the function, right? You can either call it, I'm going to call it inside this file itself, because if you don't call it, so what happened when I run the file, right? When I run the file, what happens is it runs, there is no error, right? So control goes to first line. So this is definition fun1. So function is being defined. Then it sees, it goes to next line, okay, x2, y1, and then it goes to this line, right? Now this is print x, but it's not going to print the value. Why? Because this is part of definition of the function. So definition meaning that these terms are being defined, saved in the memory, right? To actually print this value, we need to call the function, right? When you call it, then it starts executing, right? So when you call the function, control goes to first line, okay, and then it goes to second line, third line, and then it will print the value, right? So remember that. Right, it says 2. So X here is local to fun1. Okay, what that means is we can use this value inside this function, but if I try to use this value outside the function, it's not gonna work. So let's say I have another variable here, z8, and I want to print sum of x and z. Now x, remember, is local variable, right? And z is outside this function, so it's not local to fun1. Okay, so now if I run this, it's going to give you an error. So it says x is not defined. Okay, why is that? Because where you're using x outside this function, right? And scope of x is not defined outside this function, so this is local. It's going to work in locality, right? So this is how local scope works. If it's not local, it's not gonna work. Even if I go something like this, okay, x is not defined. You see, you cannot use x outside this function anywhere, okay, because this x is local to fun1. So this is your local scope. Now let's talk about enclosing scope. So when it comes to enclosing scope, we are going to have two functions, inner function and outer function. And what we are going to do is, because local scope means, local meaning that enclosing variables in enclosing scope can be used inside local scope, but local variables cannot go outside, so they cannot be used inside enclosing one. Okay, so first I'm going to create an enclosing variable, and I'll show you how you can use it inside local scope. I'm sorry for the background noise. And then I'm going to show you that I'm going to try to use local variable and use it. I'm going to try to use local variable inside enclosing scope. Okay, so let me edit this one, right? Okay, I'll create two functions here. So one is going to be fun, right? And so this is enclosing one. So here I'm going to use a variable 8, a equals to 8, and inside this function I'm also going to have another function, fun2, fun2, random names, right? So I'm going to use value of a. Now this a is actually, this is local to this function fun, right? But then inside this fun I also have fun2. So this is your inner function, this is your outer function. So this becomes local scope, this is the enclosing one. Okay, and enclosing variable can be used inside local scope. Okay, so here I'm going to print value of a, right? Now to run this program I need to call fun. Okay, and when I call fun function, control is going to check all these lines. Okay, and this statement print a will be executed only if fun2 is also being called, because ultimately this is local to this one. This print statement is local to fun2 function. Okay, so for this statement to be executed, this function has to be called, right? So what we're gonna do is, Okay, so inside fun function, I'm going to call fun2 as well, and then outside we are going to call fun. Now I'm going to save it and run it, and as you can see, 8 will be printed on the screen, right? So what this means is that you can use variables in enclosing variables of enclosing scope inside local scope, right? Now let's see if you can use variables of local scope inside enclosing scope. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is I am going to create a user variable here. Let's say b equals to 3. Okay, I want to see if I can use this variable inside enclosing scope. So I'm going to try to print the value of b here. Okay, I'm not going to change anything else. I'm going to run it, and we have an error. B is not defined. Okay, B is not defined because B is a variable and its scope is local to fun2, right? So when you try to invoke, when you try to use this local variable inside an enclosing scope, it's gonna show error. Error is B is not defined. Okay, so this was an example of local and enclosing scope. Now let's move on to global scope, right? So global meaning outside the functions. Okay, so global variable in global scope can be used anywhere, anywhere. So I'm going to have this global var, and its value is 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the value of a here, and here I am going to print the value of global var. So you will see that this variable can be used inside enclosing scope. This variable can also be used inside global variable from local scope. Okay, so here as well. So here this is enclosing scope, right? And then we're calling fun2, and we're calling fun, right? So let's see, and then also outside both the functions. So this is outside the functions. I'm actually going to print the value, but you can also use it in calculations. Okay, so let's run it. So this is value from enclosing scope, local scope, and outside the functions, right? So global variables can be used everywhere. And in the next video, I'm also going to talk about global and non-local keywords. So if, let's say, you have a global variable. So let's say you have a variable in global scope, and you have the same variable, so name of variable, same name variable in local or enclosing scope. So how you're going to differentiate that? So we'll talk about that in the next video. Next we have built-in scope. So built-in scope is very easy. I mean, built-in scope can be used inside global, enclosing, or local. So it's going to be very simple example, you know. So for example, print, you can use it inside enclosing. This is local, right? Global outside the functions. So built-in scope is represented by reserved keywords. Okay, so whenever you are using print, so for example you use print here, okay, so it already has certain meaning. It is reserved keyword, right? Your system already knows what it's going to perform, right? So if you haven't provided any specific definition for print function, it's going to, your compiler, your interpreter is going to use this print keyword as built-in variable, or built-in variable in built-in scope, like a reserved keyword, right? So yes, that is it about today's topic. And I wasn't very well. I mean, I had decided to upload many videos, and I also have a few queries that I need to answer. I'm really sorry, apologies. But yeah, I have had some low days. My hand wasn't working. I had pain in my hand, some carpal tunnel kind of condition. So yeah, it is improving. So I'm back, and I'm going to upload videos consistently for the coming days, for the next coming days. And yeah, if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comments or via email, however you are comfortable, however you feel comfortable. And in the next video we are going to talk about global and non-local keywords. If you have any queries, keep them coming. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video lecture. Till then, take care.